Hey everybody, this is Rykard here again, and welcome to another narrated Pokemon Wi-Fi battle. Today's battle is a never-used match against an opponent by the name of Sparklelord, and if you're wondering why I'm doing this on Showdown instead of the Black and White 2 games, it's because this was a really good battle, and I felt that it deserved to be included in the narrated Wi-Fi battle series, regardless of the fact that it's done on Pokemon Showdown. But anyways, just to talk a little bit about this team that I'm using, you have all seen it before. This is the team where I swept a guy with a Minun before, which is completely not what this Minun is supposed to do. It's especially defensive, but that is also complemented by the physically defensive Leafeon and my sort of mixed defensive Seismitoad, along with my really powerful offensive Pokemon in the form of Primeape, Ursaring, and Haunter. So overall, this is just an incredibly solid team. I have rarely lost with this team so far, so it's really cool just to use it all the time because it feels very powerful when I'm using it. But as far as my opponent's team is concerned, it looks like it kind of has some sort of theme going on with it, which I thought was kind of cool. It has both Throw and Sock, which I thought was funny, as well as a few other Pokemon. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, it's 2 Fighting, 2 Psychic, and 2 Dark, which I thought was kind of cool. But either way, this turns out to be a very close battle, so let's just jump into it right now. So to start things off, I lead off with my Primeape as my opponent leads off with Rykard. Now, wanting to dodge the Thunder Wave right away, I switch out into my Seismitoad to obviously be immune to it, as my opponent instead sets up a substitute, and then proceeds to go for a Nasty Plot on the following turn while I go for Stealth Rock, not really expecting that. But knowing that Rykard can pack Grass Knot, I decided to switch out into Minun since it weighs practically nothing, and figured I could take a hit. But unfortunately, it just goes straight for Dark Pulse. I end up learning that it doesn't even have Grass Knot, so I was worried about nothing, basically. But either way, I just bring in my Primeape here to U-turn to break the sub and switch out back into my Seismitoad because I really have nothing else to take this thing. I just need it to not have a sub up. So I decided to just let my Seismitoad die here. It dies to 2 Nasty Plots, bring back in my Primeape as my opponent then goes for a substitute. I guess it's running Prankster, so it does dodge the damage from the U-turn, but I am able to U-turn out into my Leafeon and just proceed to constantly go for Leaf Blades because I do not want this thing setting up any more or going for any more subs. Luckily for me though, I am able to live a +2 Nasty Plotted Dark Pulse from a Rykard, which is really great, and then take it out on the following turn with a Leaf Blade. But not wanting to really take a Poison Jab just yet from this thing, or thinking it might go for Pursuit, I decided to just go for Protect as it goes for Night Slash, and I know that I can live a Night Slash because I'm just max defensive Leafeon. Not really sure why it has Night Slash over Crunch, maybe just for the added crit chance, but either way, I'm able to actually set up a Wish now and heal up to a little over half health. And then as this Sock comes in, I know that I can live a Ice Punch. Close Combat actually does more than Ice Punch, just to point that out. But then I'm able to just go for another Wish and then a Protect again on the following turn. Now, not wanting this to be a Calm Mind sort of Gardevoir, I just decided to go for Toxic right away as it goes for the Trick. Now, I should have probably assumed that that was the case while it didn't get leftovers, but on the following turn, I just have to switch out into something. I go into my Ursaring, knowing that this thing is no longer Choice Scarf, and knowing that I can live a Psychic. So I go into Ursaring, get my Toxic Orb up, and I'm able to Facade and take out the Gardevoir. Now here, I know the Sucker Punch is coming, so I decided to just go right back into Leafeon, and on the following turn, decide to go for a Wish. Now, seeing as he switches out after he goes for Sucker Punch, I'm kind of assuming that this is a banded Skunk Tank. But either way, I go for a Wish. I wasn't intending to Wish Pass it off in Ursaring. I just needed it to die that turn. I just kind of miscalculated on my moves there. But either way, I go into Haunter here and go for a substitute, scaring out the Musharna, which is really great for me because I'm able to now get up a free sub and potentially disable whatever this throw wants to go for. Now, it goes for Earthquake, showing to me that it actually is the Mold Breaker variant, but either way, I can still disable that, which is great for me because now I can just proceed to sub. Unfortunately, my opponent does not pack Payback on this, throw because of the fact that it probably has Earthquake, so it feels like it might not need it. But either way, I'm able to now sub on this Skunk Tank, and after I disable it and it switches out, it confirms the fact that this is actually a banded Skunk Tank. So knowing that I can just go for Shadow Ball regardless of what happens, I choose to do that, and luckily for me from this range, I'm able to actually 2-hit KO this throw with Shadow Ball, meaning that this Pokemon is now down for the count. Now, knowing that this Musharna is in, and knowing that it probably wants to Psychic or Calm Mind, I just decided to go for a substitute. And now, knowing that he will probably predict me to disable on this turn, I decide to actually go for a Shadow Ball, since my opponent has basically been trying to predict my moves the entire battle. So this is me predicting him predicting my moves. Look at that. But either way, now I know I can go right out into my Leafeon to take whatever hit from this thing pretty well. and then decide to go for the the Toxic on the following turn, expecting the Musharna to come in to try and Toxic that. Unfortunately, the Skunk Tank comes in, but I'm able to now switch out into my Primeape, knowing that it's probably only going to go for a Dark move, so I can U-turn and take it out in the following turn. Decide to switch into Haunter because that'll allow me to basically predict my opponent a lot easier in that situation. So I decide to just sacrifice my Primeape right here, and as he goes for Ice Punch, I know I can live one, so I decide to go for a Wish right here. That was really dumb on my part. I should have just went for Leaf Blade or Toxic, but either way, now that I did that, it was kind of a stupid move, but I can go into Haunter knowing that I can live an Ice Punch, and then proceed to get the Wish health back, and then proceed to substitute all day on this Musharna. Now, seeing as it went for Psychic right now, I'm just going to disable it because I, went for Shadow Ball last time, meaning that now I'm able to disable that, go for a substitute on the following turn, and rather than just go for the Shadow Ball right here, I decided to go for the Disable just to be a punk, because I just like to be funny, because he has to switch now, otherwise he's going to struggle, meaning that on the following turn I can just get up another free sub, which is what I want when this Musharna comes in. So I'm able to actually just go for the Shadow Ball right here. It brings it down to a very low range of health. He goes for the Psychic, and now I'm free to pretty much just go for whatever I want to here. So I decide Disable is the best option. He decides to go for Moonlight, which is fantastic for me because now that he is disabled and he can't really do anything, I'm free to just go for the Shadow Ball right here. If he switches out, he's dead. If he stays in, he's probably dead. But now that I can just leave my Haunter in here, no need to disable or substitute anymore. Go for Shadow Ball, bring it down to a very low range of health, about 70% as it says right there, meaning that my Leafeon will be able to come in on the following turn and take out this Musharna with the Leaf Blade for the victory. So how was that for a pretty freaking close battle? I thought that was really fun. It happened, a couple minutes ago, and I was like, you know what, I really need to upload this, because I haven't really uploaded a battle in a little while, mainly because of the fact that the Smogon Wi-Fi Battle Finder is down. So because of that, I'm going to give you all a few links on the screen right here, and a few also other tidbits of information. Basically, I have a Skype for Pokemon now, which is very cool. So if you want to add me on Skype, you can do it on, or by adding me at Rykardskype. Just send me a request there, and I will respond, hopefully. And basically what'll happen is that I'll go on Skype, and I'll post a little status of, hey, I'm looking for this battle, challenge me. And if you're on Skype, you can challenge me, and that's pretty much how that'll work. If I'm away, obviously don't send me challenges. That means I'm probably already in a battle, so don't just keep doing that. And if I ignore you, that also probably means I'm already in a battle, so don't feel offended if I do that. But either way, along with those links, obviously my Twitch channel is right there, so go check that out, as I did stream earlier this week. So in case you want to go see those, you can follow me there. And also in the description you'll find playlists to pretty much every single type of video I've made so far, including battle playlists, my black and white moveset videos from way back in the day, and then my more recent Pokemon Sets series videos, which basically is what has been, the most fun to make for this channel of recent. But anyways, that is it for this video, everyone, so thank you all for watching. As always, take care, goodbye, and I will see you next time, and maybe even on Skype or in my Twitch channel.